Polly, heel. No heel. No heel. Let's go do that circle again. No heel. Good. That's better. Nice. All right. Good girl. All right, well, here we are back again at Animal Training Development Center, and today we have Polly with us, and Polly is actually finishing up her Alpha program in terms of the daycare training days. So this is day 10 of her 10-day daycare training package, and we had a field trip out to Rural King, just a little local place that's dog friendly. Had a bunch of baby chickens, and there were baby ducks, and I think there might have even been baby turkeys there. Worked through that. She worked up and down the aisles, and there was a great opportunity for her to work through some really loud pallet jacks that two different people were pushing near her, and she just did a phenomenal dog. She did have one little episode where she jumped up on one of the customers, which fortunately is a guy that I already know. So I guess she probably sensed that I was comfortable with the guy, and she got a little excited, and she actually jumped up, and I corrected her, and I'll go ahead and let you see that in the video. You know, the idea is that she's still a very young dog, and even though we know she's not supposed to jump, and she knows she's not supposed to jump, and just being young and inexperienced, she just needs more coaching. And I know that you, as Polly's mom, are a great coach and just need to do more of what we did today. I hope that you enjoy the fruits of your labor and the labor that we've done as well, because for an 8-month-old dog, you just don't get much better than this. I can honestly say that even my own dog at 8 months old, my golden retrievers is what I'm thinking of now, who was really brilliant and had a great training attitude, wasn't as good as Polly is at this stage. So I feel like I'm proud of her. I hope that you are. Sometimes we get so ingrained in our work and our job and the big work that has to happen, before we're going to get to where we want to be still. And in your case, it's a lofty goal. We're looking to become a therapy dog team. And you've been an experienced therapy dog handler in the past with 2 other dogs. And so it's easy to, I guess, forget the early stages of the training and the early stages of life for a dog. And once you get to that 2-year mark and you're through your testing and you get into the field, you start to enjoy all the fruits of that labor and everything, then you kind of forget all the work that it took. But we're more than halfway through it, and she's doing great. Oops, nope. Down. No, down. There you go. But she's young, and right there was just another example of it. We've had a long, hard training day, and when I say hard, just a lot of work. All of it's been fun for her, and all it's been fun for me. But we've been a lot of places, been up and down, the street here a number of times today. She's done a great job keeping some slack in the leash on the walking. She did a great job of heeling when I asked her to. We're under a wind advisory, so I know that the wind, when it's like this, we're talking gusts of 45 miles an hour or so. That's a huge distraction to every dog. They're just getting information blown at them literally from miles and miles away. And so that wind is definitely something that cuts into their ability to not only hear us, but to focus on us, because their attention is drawn to the information they're gathering off the wind. But even so, like I said, she's doing phenomenally well for her age. It's just that she is still only 8 months old and still needs just a lot of life experience that only time and good coaching is going to give her. So I'm not going to go through all the obedience with you again. This is your second video, and it's not your first rodeo. But I just want to take you through some of the basic stuff with her future in mind as a therapy dog. So of course we want a dog that's going to be a therapy dog to always have this attitude that people are nice and people are fun and people are friendly, and then it's always fun to visit. But we want to keep it constrained to where she's not over zealous and jumping up on people when she greets. And so a lot of what I did is, you'll see in the video, I'm letting her greet, but I'm right there behind her, ready to just simply make a quick snap on the leash if she starts to jump up. And you'll see in the video that that's exactly what I did with the patron there at Rural King that I happen to know. And you're just going to need to do a lot of that. Maybe even have some treats in your pocket. You know, I know that we're not big about treats when it comes to therapy dogs. I don't want a dog, anticipating treats every time they see people, because that's going to, have them drooling all over themselves and people at all times. So I keep treats kind of to a minimum, and I didn't take any with me today. Even the lady at the cash register offered me a treat, and first of all, I don't know what kind of treats they are, so I don't like to just give random treats to anybody's dog, and so I declined. But not only that, but I want her reward to be the work itself. So getting to greet that person and getting the touch from them and getting the nice voice from them and getting your pleasure at seeing all that happen is really reward enough for a dog like Polly. And so she can be conditioned to where we don't have to have treats, we just get the reward in the work itself. So anyway, the reason I brought up the idea that you can have a few treats, it's not a bad idea that once in a while to go ahead and give them that reward for doing a nice job of greeting a person, and symbolically maybe a treat now and then, but very, very much of the time, I'd say 80% of the time, I would do it without any treat at all. So of course, heel, and she heels on the left, and so we've been practicing that a lot. She's been doing an overall really very, very good job with this, up and down the aisleways, through the chicken and the turkey and all that stuff. And you can see she's just really doing a good job of staying in position every step of the way with leash in the slack. And we just want to continue to, press the envelope, as they say, and add more and more distractions to the mix. Excellent. So that she just gets better and better with it. We've got that down. Got that down. We got a down pat. So she's really good with that. And you'll see again, even in the store, I was able to get her to do the down position, which is a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging. And in one section, there's even a little piece of popcorn that I saw there, and I put her in a down, and she spun around to try to grab that popcorn, and I corrected her, and I think she even got a little tag on her little fuzz there from the store, which is kind of funny. But, there again, she needs that practice. She needs that ability to be around different places like Rural King, where they actually serve popcorn at the door to guests they're coming in to shop. And so there's always stuff that drops around there. So I would recommend Rural King as one of your go-to places to train. The staff there is always super friendly toward dogs. The people there are usually friendly. The one thing to watch out for, of course, is you never know what other people are going to bring their dogs there, since it's pet friendly. And it's not just for service dogs, but for dogs in general. And so when you do go there, as we were walking in, there was a big bulldog that was leaving. And I don't know how he would have been if we had met that bulldog in the store. And he was fine as we saw him leaving. But, the point being, if you see a dog that is aggressive, or if you see a scenario that's just way too distracting, remember the art of dog training is to create a challenging but doable environment to practice in each and every session. And there are times that I've walked into Rural King and, didn't stay as long as I wanted to, because there were distraction levels that were just higher than the dog that I had at the time was ready to deal with. And so we just left and worked in the parking lot a little bit and went somewhere else. So keep that in mind. Oops, nope. Down. Good. Keep that in mind and keep practicing. What we're trying to build in a dog at 8 months of age is just, like I said, more life experience, which only time and good coaching can give her. And then also this ability to build her mental endurance. So physically, I think her endurance is better than both of ours, probably both of ours together. She would still have energy to burn if we're just talking about physical energy that takes, go for a walk or a jog or something like that. But the mental endurance is something that she still struggles a little bit with, and naturally so. Again, at her age, perfectly understandable. And even as an older dog gets older, we as humans have that mental capacity that usually outweighs their mental endurance. And so we're building that. Holding the down isn't hard, but holding the down for all this time I've been standing here talking to you is getting harder and harder for her. So we look for that challenging but doable amount of time. And then we want to reward her with a release. Free dog. Good girl. And of course that means she can stop laying down, do whatever she wants. She's going to grab that toy off the floor, which she's really been enjoying today. In fact, I've got some video where she was playing with this Great Dane and enjoying playing with the toy. Good. And here you can see she just helped herself to the place. I didn't even tell her to do that. So her place command is going super well, and I know you've been practicing at home with your own place object. This is one that we've been using here for her in training, and you can see she's very comfortable on it. If you wanted to, you can always offer her, a toy or something to hang out with while she's there. And this kind of lets their brain take a rest. So as opposed to the down position that she was holding next to me here, it's not as comfortable because it's, kind of concrete, but I don't think that's such a big deal for her. She's young and probably can sleep on concrete and not even feel it. But B, more than that, she's in a down command and having to hold that and stay focused on holding that one position because she can't move, she can't get up, she can't break the down position. But on the place position, as you know, she can, if she chooses, stand up right now. She can, if she chooses, turn around if she wants to. She can, if she chooses, to lay back down facing the other direction. So she's got a lot more mental choices to make, and therefore not as much, power in her brain being burned up doing the place command. So I would, encourage you to, continue with that. If you haven't already, we've been doing it here. Do things like vacuum around her, sweep around her, just any kind of idea that you can come up with that's going to make that, place command more and more solid over time. So, the other commands that we're working on, of course, is the come. We're doing the hup command. I think you say 1, 2, 3 hup is your, way of getting in the car. And she's never had a problem. In fact, my van is way taller than your car. She hops right in with absolutely no issues at all. Hopefully she's getting better in your car now. I know that was a challenge for you. And again, we think it's maybe a little bit of the angle that your door is at as she's trying to navigate getting in there. It's just a little bit different than the big open ability to hop into the back of my van. But if you're still having trouble with that, let me know. We still have another private lesson left to do. Place. There you go. Good. So we can get into that with your private lesson. Last thing I'll leave you with, I tell everybody, your dog will only ever be as sharp as you are. And right there was an opportunity for me to, show her that even though her toy dropped off, it wasn't a good reason for her to get off the place command and get that. So I, right away caught that and I got her back on the place. And then of course I gave her back the toy where she should have it. And so, it's hard for us sometimes to mentally be aware, especially if we're in a big public place like Rural King, of making sure if my dog's in a down that even as I'm shopping and looking for something like I was today, is my dog still holding the down command, or if somebody comes up, am I forgetting what my dog's doing? We want to just make sure that we ourselves are staying alert and staying aware of what we're doing and what our dog is supposed to be doing. And then at the same time, still trying to have some fun, because ultimately that's what, therapy dogs are all about. It's the joy of serving the public in a variety of ways and watching the magic that only a therapy dog can do. And even a dog trainer like myself, I can't make that magic happen. I can appreciate seeing it just like you can, and I can certainly help direct and enhance it when that gift is there, and she certainly has it. So I'm excited for her future. I'm excited to see you guys continue to develop as a team. She can't do the training for therapy dog as far as getting prepped and ready for testing until she's a year old. So we've got 4 months, so that puts us into fall by the time that she'll be ready for it, which is perfect because we only offer the class spring and fall. So we'll have you ready for the next class that will begin sometime in the fall. and after she's turned a year. And it'll be so rewarding for me to see you guys I know, excel it in the class and go on to excel in a therapy dog team career together. Thanks as always for your trust in me and for your hard work that I know that you're doing behind the scenes, practicing all the things that I've always asked you to do. Been a top-notch student, and you've got a top-notch dog, and we just love you both to death. So enjoy your dog, and as always, happy training. Free dog, free dog. Of course, with the release word doesn't mean they have to get off. Free dog. Good girl. There you go. Free girl. Good dog. Okay. Polly, you ready to get in this mess? You ready to play? You guys want to do this? Okay, ready? Okay. So this water bowl used to be a trigger for Buddy, the German Shepherd right here. Good girl. So whenever she used to get a drink, she used to be very defensive about any other dogs trying to get near her. And over the time that we've had her, this being day 9 of our 10-day program, she's gotten much, much better with that. So I'm really pleased to see how quickly she got through that. Of course, we're keeping ready just in case, but I haven't had to use this in the last 3 or 4 days. I think it's probably been 4 days. And everybody is playing well. We've got Wrigley back here, our boxer, who is kind of getting rehabilitated into play so that he can go back and join in with the rest of his roughhouse friends. And I'm going to take him out there today, so we're going to get to see Wrigley playing at roughhouse, and hopefully it doesn't get too rough out there. As Wrigley used to be a little bit dominant and not very patient with other dogs at times, but I feel like we've done an awful lot of good for him. I haven't had to correct him with that in a long time. I can't remember last time. So he's finishing up his program with us today. That is his beta program, and we'll get to see how that turns out. Good dogs. All right. A little more play, and then we're going to get to work. You guys have a little more fun, a little bit more fun, and then we'll get to work. I think it's important to notice that
even with the growling, there's no ill intent here. So sometimes people misread when dogs are playing, and they think that that growling always means that there's a problem. But in this case, we've got, just a little discussion going on during the game. There's absolutely no hint of any escalation. And so, Wrigley here is doing just fine. All this is good. It's just happy stuff, So you can't always, judge a book by its cover, and you can't always assume that growling means there's a problem. You just have to watch and see, does the, rest of the body language indicate that there's an escalation of problems? Is there, mounting going on? Is there closed mouth and all that? Even here, this is all just fine. It's just, you put your hands in there and they're just playing. And I could call him right off, like, Wrigley, come here, come here, come here. Good. So, when you have that level of control, and the dog's having fun anyway, there's no problem. It just sounds like it. But you do want to be able to, taper it at any time. I could say enough, and if he's not settling, I use my little vibration right there. Good. And he's a little more mellow than he was a minute ago. Not that a minute ago he was even being bad. You see Polly's coming back. It's like, well, let's get back at it. Where were we? But the idea is that, can I, as a handler of the dog, and ultimately as the leader of this pack, command any one of them during the course of their interactions and coach them. They don't have to know 1,000 command words, but can I, kind of coach the play session a little bit? Good girl. Good girl. She's going to be a therapy dog. So all three of these dogs are really cool, different stories, but all tons of potential in these three dogs. And we really enjoyed training each of them. So we've got here Wrigley is finishing up our beta program today. We've got Buddy finishing up actually Buddy's a girl, finishing up her 10-day board and training program tonight. So this will be her last night with us. And then we've got Polly here, who is doing our Alpha Dog program and also going to be doing our Therapy Dog program. So pretty cool story with her. In fact, I think Polly is going to be featured as our next Dog of the Month. Pretty excited about that. So stay tuned, everybody. You ready for a field trip? You ready to go for a field trip? All right, let's go for a field trip. Okay. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Yep. Yep.
Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Very nice. Heel. Up here. Good girl. Let's go this way. Cat food. Oh boy. Sit. Good girl. Down. Good. Good, Polly. Good, Polly. Good. Yep. Up here. Up here. Here. Yeah. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Good. Up here. Good girl. Sit. Good girl, Polly. Good girl. What a beautiful dog you are. What a good girl. Very nice. Sit. Good girl. Very nice. Good job. Heel. Heel. No, here. Sit. Good girl. Down. No. Down. Good. Good girl. Oh. No. Sit. Down. No. Down. Down. Polly. Down. Sit. Oh goodness. Heel. Heel. No. Heel. Good girl. Good heel. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good. You ready to go? You ready to go? Let's go. Yep. Good girl.
Sure.
Oh, good.
How are you doing?
Great. Well, I know this guy.
how's it
Imagine
going?
meeting you here. How you doing?
Hi, beautiful.
This
How
is
you
Polly.
doing?
She's training. Van is still running. Thank you very much.
You're
Doing
welcome.
great. We're recording for our customer here, so we're actually having. Oh, that's what you're not supposed to do. Not on the camera. Not on the camera. We can cut that out. You edit. How you doing? You here
Good.
working on another project, probably? Huh?
Not today.
No. Okay.
I
Got the day off for a change.
Yeah, took.
Good for you. Okay. Sit. Good. Sit. Up. Good girl. Good, Polly. Good, Polly. What a good job. What a good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Polly. What a good girl.